Hello everybody. Today I am going to discuss about motor insurance. First, let us build the context for motor insurance. We know that automobiles are integral part of our life. They play a very important role in our day-to-day transaction, both in economic and social spheres. Even as we appreciate and value the automobiles in our lives, we should not overlook the fact that they are on par with other inventions like weapons and guns in causing death and injuries to humans. We know that the cause of death could be natural or due to accidents. Significant number of accidental deaths are involving motor vehicle. According to government sources, the number of deaths due to motor vehicle accident in the year now 2022 is around 1.7 lakhs. Some other estimates say that it could be double that. Okay. Why should we discuss about deaths due to automobile accidents in the context of motor insurance? Before exploring this question, let us examine the economics of automobile for its owner. The decision to buy a motor vehicle, whether it is a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler, is a major financial decision. Apart from the initial investment towards the purchase of the vehicle, there are additional costs incurred throughout the use of life of the vehicle towards fuel and servicing. And if it is a purchase through a financing scheme, then the owner has to pay the EMI also. So from a personal finance point of view, the cost of fuel and cost of servicing is a definite expense. It should be budgeted. But then what cannot be budgeted is the damage to motor vehicles due to some accidents. As we saw that when there is a motor vehicle accident, when there is a death or injury to somebody, it also means that there will be damage to the motor vehicle. Now, what is the cost of that damage? Can the owner of the vehicle predict it? Can he budget it? No. So, in this context, the role of motor insurance comes. So, motor insurance will help financially by paying the cost of the repairs. At this point, I am going to introduce two terms: own damage insurance and third-party insurance. When discussing motor insurance, these terms come into picture: own damage insurance and third-party insurance. That part of the motor insurance that deals with the motor vehicle itself and pays for the damages to the motor vehicle is called own damage insurance. It is addressing the financial needs of the owner following the damages to the motor vehicle in case of an accident. Okay. Third-party insurance need a more detailed discussion. We refer to deaths caused by motor accidents. Death is not the only consequence. Many victims suffer injuries, both simple and grievous. In fact, the number of incidents of injuries are more than the number of incidents of death in case of a motor vehicle accidents. These victims constitute third party from insurance point of view because insurance is a contract. It's a contract between the owner of the vehicle. Motor insurance is a contract between the owner of the vehicle and the insurance company. They are the two parties. Now, who is a third party? Anybody other than these two is a third party. Now, when we talk about the victims of motor vehicle accident, they are third parties to this insurance contract. That is why it is called third party insurance. As we discuss about third party insurance, we also need to understand the role of Motor Vehicles Act. Every country regulates use of motor vehicle in a country through various statutes and regulations. Okay. Motor vehicles, apart from causing injuries and death to the public, it is also used in various crimes and terrorism activities. So there is a necessity for the governments to control the use of motor vehicles. And in India, we have Motor Vehicles Act 1988 and the rules framed thereunder, which comes into play when it comes to motor insurance and the use of the motor vehicle. Okay. While motor own damage takes care of the owner's own financial interest by paying for the damages to the vehicle in case of an accident, third-party insurance takes care of the social obligations of the victims of motor vehicle accidents through Motor Vehicle Act. As per this act, the owner of a vehicle cannot use a vehicle in a public place unless there is an insurance policy, and that insurance policy should pay compensation to the victims of the accident caused by that motor vehicle. Further, it is also essential to understand in detail the relevance of Motor Vehicle Act. Though we spoke about Motor Vehicle Act in context of insurance, we are also familiar with certain terminologies like RC, we call it a registration certificate, DL, driving license, then permit, fitness. Motor Vehicle Act says that no vehicle should ply in the public place without valid registration. Now, what is the purpose of this registration? It identifies the owner of the vehicle and it identifies the vehicle itself. Then, it also says that no person can drive a vehicle in a public place unless he holds a valid driving license. Further, when we talk about permit and fitness, in regard to the usage of transport vehicles like buses, lorries and taxis, such vehicles should have a valid permit and fitness. Along with that, Motor Vehicle Act mandates that every vehicle driven in a public place should have a valid certificate of insurance. So now we have a set of documents: registration certificate, driving license, permit, fitness, and apart from emission certificate, we have certificate of insurance. Every owner of the motor vehicle should be aware about the relevance of these certifications, and all these certifications and documents should be valid and up to date. In the absence of any violation of these provisions or any violation relating to this documentation can result in serious legal and financial consequences for the owner of the vehicle. So, to develop the context for motor insurance, we introduced two concepts, namely motor own damage insurance and motor third party insurance. Then we discussed about the relevance of Motor Vehicle Act to the owner of the vehicle, and we also discussed the consequences of being ignorant about these documents. Thank you for sparing your valuable time to listen to Insuright series of talks on insurance. This is our attempt to create awareness among general public about insurance products, processes and services. In case you have a specific concern about the coverages of the policy issued to you by the insurance company or the claim you have lodged, we suggest that you review the policy terms and conditions provided by you under the policy document. And still you have an issue, we suggest that you take a professional help from an insurance professional. Please like, share and subscribe to Insuright's YouTube channel. Thank you very much.